Hi students, in this video we are going to discuss about equations of uniformly accelerated motion by calculus method. First you should know about the uniformly accelerated motion. Imagine you are at the position A. You are going to travel to reach the another one position B. For your understanding, A can be considered as your home. B can be considered as your school. So you are going to travel to reach your school. You are going to ride your bike to reach your school from your home. At the position A, now only your journey is going to start. So what will be the time? Time that is equal to 0. What about the velocity? It has certain velocity that is only known as initial velocity, which is given by the letter U. After some time, let us take that as a t seconds. You are at the particular point. Remember, you have been reached the B, you are in between your journey. So here what about the time? T. Here you have the velocity that is only known as V. Final velocity. Don't consider final velocity means that represent the velocity at the point B. No, at the particular time what is your velocity? So that is only known as final velocity V. For your easy understanding, let us give the numerical value to these quantities. At time that is equal to 0, the initial velocity of your bike is 10 km per hour. After certain time, for example 2 hours, you are riding your bike with the velocity 50 km per hour. Here your velocity is increased in the given time. So that is only known as acceleration. How you can find the acceleration? A that is equal to final velocity minus initial velocity by time. Acceleration is nothing but a change in velocity with respect to time. So here V is 50 minus U is 10 by 2. So A that is equal to 40 by 2, 20 km per hour. It is for velocity divided by for time hour. So what is the acceleration in this case? Kilometer per hour square. Remember, we have taken the accelerated motion since your velocity is increased with respect to time. It is an example for accelerated motion. In the accelerated motion, two types are there. One is uniformly accelerated motion and non-uniform accelerated motion. To understand the types, let us discuss the two examples. Here in this case, at the time t that is equal to 0, the velocity of the object is 10 km per hour. After 5 seconds, that object may reach this position. Now its velocity is 20 km per hour. So what is the timing? After 5 seconds. In next 5 seconds, so what will be the value of time? 10 seconds. Here the velocity of the object is 30 km per hour. The next 5 seconds I am going to take the velocity value. That means t that is equal to 15 seconds. Here it is exactly 40 km per hour. You can see the difference between the timing. I have taken the velocity value for every 5 seconds. There is an increase in velocity with the constant rate. For every 5 seconds, velocity increased in the rate of 10 km per hour. So this is an example for uniformly accelerated motion. So in accelerated motion, if the change in velocity of the object per unit time is same, then the object is said to be moving with the uniformly accelerated motion. Let us discuss the second example. So same thing, at the t that is equal to 0, at the initial position, velocity of the object is 10 km per hour. After 5 seconds, t that is equal to 5 seconds, the velocity is 25 km per hour. For next 5 seconds, that means the 10 seconds, its velocity can be 33 km per hour. At the 15th second, its velocity is 47 km per hour. Here you can easily understand, at the equal interval of time, for every 5 seconds, velocity increases but not in a constant rate. Here, what is the change in velocity? 25 minus 10, 15. Here at the next 5 seconds, 33 minus 25, 8 km per hour increase. Here it is 14 km per hour. At the equal interval of time, increasing velocity is not uniform. It is not at the constant rate. Means that is only known as non-uniform accelerated motion. Now we are going to derive the equations for the uniformly accelerated motion. Let us take the first equation that will provide you the relation between the velocity and the time. The acceleration of the body at any instant is given by first derivative of the velocity with respect to time. You know that acceleration is rate of change of velocity with respect to time. This denominator value can be taken this side. So dv that is equal to a into dt. Integrating both the sides with the conditions that time changes from 0 to t and the velocity changes from u to v. So here acceleration is constant value. So this equation want to be integrated. So integration of dv is equal to integration of a dt. Here we have to apply the upper limit and the lower limit. Here we are going to integrate the velocity. So velocity starts from u and final value is v. So lower limit is u, upper limit is v. Here we are going to integrate time. So time starts from 0 to t. So lower limit is 0, upper limit is t. A is a constant value that cannot be integrated, that can be taken outside of the integration. Here you can integrate the dv. What will be the value? Okay, right, v. We have to apply the upper limit and lower limit. Next step we are going to apply. That is equal to, here a as it is, you have to integrate the dt. What will be the value? T. Upper limit, lower limit again. The next step, upper limit minus lower limit. V minus u is equal to a within a bracket t minus 0. So simply you can write v minus u that is equal to at. And what is the value of v? V that is equal to u can be taken that side. U plus at. If you know the initial velocity and acceleration value at the particular time, what will be the velocity of the object, that can be found with this first equation. Let us discuss the second equation that provides you the relation between displacement and time. Now we are going to take the velocity of the object. The velocity of the object is given by the first derivative of the displacement with respect to time. We know that very well. V that is equal to rate of change of displacement with respect to time. That is known as velocity. So for here I am going to take ds. Here is represent displacement. Like a previous case, it can be rearranged. It can be written as ds that is equal to dt can be taken that side. V into dt. From the first equation, we can substitute the value of v. What is the value of the v in the first equation? U plus at. So that can be substituted here. ds can be written as u plus at into dt. That's a common thing that can be taken inside. I have taken dt inside the bracket. Consider that initially at time t that is equal to 0, the object started from the origin. For our example, it is at the position A. Now what is the displacement? Displacement s that is equal to 0. Later time t, at the particular time t that have moved in a straight line that covers certain distance. Now that the distance in a straight line that is only known as displacement can be taken as s. So keep in mind, I am going to integrate this equation, the left side ds. So integration of ds that is equal to integration of u dt plus integration of at dt. We have to apply the lower limit and the upper limit. Here you are going to integrate the ds, displacement, at the t that is equal to 0. At the initial state, what is the displacement? Displacement is equal to 0. So at the lower limit you can write 0. After time t, the displacement is taken as s. So upper limit can be taken as s. Here you are going to differentiate, use the initial velocity, that's a constant value, dt, time only you are going to integrate. So time starts from 0 to particular time t. Here also dt is there. So that is only going to be integrator. For time, what's the limit? 0 to t. Here constant values are there, means that can be taken outside. In this expression, u is the constant value. In this expression, a is the constant value. That can be taken outside. Here you are going to integrate ds. And what is the value? Yes. Next step, we are going to apply the upper limit and the lower limit. U as it is, I am going to integrate the dt. Then what will be the value? T. T2 plus a is a constant value. Here only you have to give more concentration. You know that formula, x power n into dx. After the integration, you can get x power n plus 1 by n plus 1, the power value. Instead of x, we have used t. So apply that rule here. T power 1 is there. So it can be written as t square by power value 2. Upper value is t, lower value is 0. We can apply the upper limit minus lower limit. Here upper limit yes minus 0, that is equal to u. Here you have to apply the upper limit and the lower limit. Of course both are same. T minus 0. In the last expression, the 2 can be taken outside, a by 2. So instead of that integrated value, you have to apply the upper limit. Fortunately both are same. So t square minus, instead of t you have to apply the 0. 0 square, 0 only. So what will be the remaining value? Yes, that is equal to ut plus a by 2 can be written as 1 by 2 at square. It is only the second equation. Using this equation, we can find the displacement of the object in the particular time. Here two constant values are there. One is u, initial velocity is constant value. A also must be a constant value. Let us take a third equation that will provide you the relation between velocity and displacement. So once again I am going to take the acceleration. Acceleration is the rate of change of velocity with respect to time. Here I am going to multiply and divide by ds. dv divided by ds into ds by dt. So here ds can be cancelled. So what will be the remaining value? dv by dt. So the value will not be changed. The basic expression will not be changed. So here what is the value of ds by dt? We know that already, rate of change of displacement with respect to time. That is only known as velocity. So instead of ds by dt, we can write velocity v. Now ds can be taken to left side. A ds, that is equal to v into dv. Let us integrate this equation with the fact when the velocity change from u to v, displacement change from 0 to s. Let us integrate both the sides. Integration of a ds, that is equal to integration of b dv. We can apply the lower limit and upper limit. ds, displacement is going to be integrator. So displacement starts from 0. At the particular time it is taken as s. So lower limit is 0, upper limit is s. Here I am going to integrate v, velocity. So for initial velocity u, at the particular time velocity is taken as final velocity v. Remember we are discussing about the uniformly accelerated motion. So acceleration in this case also constant value cannot be integrated, that can be taken outside. So ds I am going to integrate. What will be the value? Yes. So a yes. Next step we are going to apply the upper limit and lower limit. Here velocity value we have to integrate. In the second equation also same case we have done. So here what will be the value? b square by 2. So a upper limit minus lower limit. Yes minus 0, that's equal to by 2 is that can be taken outside. 1 by 2 we can apply the upper limit b square minus, instead of that b you have to apply the lower limit u square. This 2 can be taken this side. 1 by 2 that can be taken left side. So here what is the value? 2as is equal to v square minus u square. And what is the expression for the final velocity? v square is equal to minus u square can be taken this side. Square plus 2as. It is only known as third equation. In this equation there will be no time. If you know the initial velocity and acceleration and displacement, by substituting the values you can find the final velocity. We can derive the displacement in terms of initial velocity and final velocity. For that let us take the first equation. Here we can rearrange This equation can be substituted in a second equation. What's the second equation? S that is equal to ut plus 1 by 2 at square. Here this at square can be written as at into t. Here I have found the value of at that can be substituted here. So S that is equal to ut plus half. Instead of this value you can write b minus u into t. Now 1 by 2 and t both can be taken inside the bracket. Here ut minus ut by 2. So what is the value? Ut minus ut by 2. Now ut is a common thing that can be taken outside. 1 minus 1 by 2. 1 minus 1 by 2. That is nothing but a ut by 2. Now yes, that is equal to ut by 2 plus already dt by 2 is there. Here which is a common thing? T and 1 by 2. It's a common thing that can be taken outside. You can write that as a u plus dt by 2. If you know the final velocity and the initial velocity, at the particular time you can find the displacement of the object. These equations are kinematic equations of motion. It is also noted the kinematic equations are valid only if the motion is in straight line with the constant acceleration. For circular motion and accelerating motion, these equations are not applicable.